Well, we're really looking forward to spring now. We've just come out of some of the most dramatic winter weather that any of us can remember. And it's just thrown into sharp relief for me the crisis that appears to exist and comes to the forefront of the media just about every time this year rolls around, this time of year. And in fact, we've had this so-called winter crisis, and yet it seems to me that more and more it's like a year-round crisis. We always seem to have this real tension between supply and demand in our health economy. And actually, when you think about it, and I've been reflecting a little bit on how the supply and the demand has changed over the last 2 or 3 decades. In the health service, according to the King's Fund, there used to be something like 299,000 acute beds. And that level has dropped right down to 142,000. So we're looking at a bed complement which is reduced by more than 50%. At the same time, we have a demographic which is changing. We have now at least 34% more people over the age of 65 than were part of our society 3 decades ago. And so inevitably that produces a pressure on our health service. So it's not difficult to see where this particular crisis emerges from. And yet one of the most interesting things that I've encountered in these last few weeks has been really a good news story, in the sense that the Scottish Government have been actively supporting a programme called the Scottish Access Collaborative. And as part of the Scottish Academy of Medical Royal Colleges and Faculties, we've been very much behind this to support it. And the reason is that there's great opportunity for shared learning. This is not about getting new data. It's not about finding some new way of working or some new investment. Actually, just using the resources that we have, using the people that we have, and working smarter rather than harder has led to all sorts of improvements. We've seen evidence of real service improvements in particular centres, like in the urology service in Highland, like the orthopaedic service in Fife, like the breast surgery service in Lanarkshire. And the Scottish Access Collaborative will allow us to share that good practice and try and spill it out into surrounding health boards and experiences. And it just picks up the theme of what we've been doing as a Scottish Academy in fostering this idea of shared learning. And so we've done it with the mortality morbidity programme, and we've done it to a certain extent with the learning from serious failings in care that was published a couple of years ago. Within the college, we've had some very exciting new developments. Our refurbishment programme is at last complete, and we now have some fantastic new facilities. In fact, we're recording this video in our new Davis-supported e-learning studio. As well as that, we've got new clinical skills labs, which really are state-of-the-art, and it's been great to see them brought into full use now. There's still opportunities to expand that education programme, so if you're interested in delivering some new courses, do get in touch with us, and we'll see how we can get that fitted in. In terms of the events which have been running in college, we've seen a very successful Glasgow Emergency Surgery and Trauma Symposium again this year. We've had another fantastic interactive cardiology symposium, and we had some special guests of particular note. Professor Sir Magdi Yaqub was with us on that occasion. And we've just come out of the Academy of Clinical Educators inaugural conference, which I think was a very key event for the Academy. And we're looking forward to celebrating Lister's seminal contribution to surgical antisepsis in the next month or two. And as well as that, we're looking forward to the events in the summer where we'll have one of the President's leadership lectures, which will focus on global surgery. So all of these things are coming up. As well as that, I've been busy connecting with colleagues in other parts of the world. We've just come back with the Vice President Medical, Hani Atiba. We came back from a visit to India, to the Association of Physicians of India Annual Clinical Congress. And that was a very enlightening experience. We also hosted a convocation ceremony and welcomed a host of new members and fellows in Bangalore, which was a really important event for us. In addition to that, we visited colleagues in the Gulf, and we've been exploring ways in which we can really connect with some of our educational events and foster good partnerships. Right now, as I reflect on the college, I think about it with its amazing heritage, which is now very obvious when you come into the building, much more so than it ever was before. So you'll see that we're very much defined by our past, but we're focused on the present, and we're excited and planning for the future.